So Tyson Fury has dropped below Anthony Joshua in the WBC heavyweight rankings following his loss to Alexander Usyk. That is the headline that TalkSport are going with. But what they don't tell you is that Fury has also dropped below Anthony Joshua in the WBA and IBF rankings as well. And he's not even ranked at all by the WBO, which is a little bit of a surprise because his promoter, Frank Warren, has had a extremely close relationship with the WBO for many, many years, since their inception, actually. Now, when I first saw these new rankings and saw how low Anthony Joshua has dropped, and so just to show you here, he's number 2 in the WBC. Anthony Joshua's number 1. He's number 4 in the WBA, below Martin Bakole and Daniel Dubois. And he's number 6 in the IBF, below Jared Anderson, Ajit Kabayel, Anthony Joshua. And with the WBO, as I say, he's not ranked at all. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, nah, they've done Tyson Fury dirty there. This is a bit off. Just because he lost to the best heavyweight in the world, it doesn't mean he needs to be dropped below Anthony Joshua necessarily, Daniel Dubois, Ajit Kabayel, so on and so forth. But then upon reflection, when I thought about who Tyson Fury has actually fought these past few years, his last 2 fights, his last 2 wins, should I say, were Francis Ngannou and Derek Chisora. He hasn't beat a legit top 10 guy since Dylan White 2 years ago. So on second thoughts, after reflecting on that, I can see why they dropped him as low as they did. Now, dropping him below Anthony Joshua is understandable. I'm not sure AJ even deserves to be number 1 ranked by the WBC and WBO, quite frankly. In fact, I don't think he does. But Tyson Fury being below him, I can accept it because AJ fought Otto Wallin, who was coming off a good win against Murat Gassiev, beat him, and then he wiped out Francis Ngannou, a guy who Tyson Fury really struggled with. So I can accept, given the wins and the nature of the wins over the past couple years, Anthony Joshua being above Tyson Fury. But with Martin Bakole, that is a bit off. Why is Martin Bakole above Tyson Fury? Why is Martin Bakole even above Daniel Dubois? Never mind all the sparring stories that Billy Nelson tells us about. What has Martin Bakole done in the ring lately to justify being ranked higher than Daniel Dubois, or even Anthony Joshua for that matter, and certainly than Tyson Fury? So yeah, I don't agree with what the WBA have done there. Now with the IBF, they've got a curious situation where they do not have anybody in number 1 and number 2 positions. AJ's in at number 3, 4 is Ajit Kabayel. Kabayel should probably be higher than Anthony Joshua at this stage. I'm going to say that based on beating Frank Sanchez. Even if Frank Sanchez was carrying an injury into the fight, Ajit Kabayel got the win. And he also got the win over Arslanbek Makhmudov. So for me, Kabayel, you could definitely argue, should be above Anthony Joshua. And Jared Anderson, there's no reason that he should be above Tyson Fury at this stage. Yeah, he's been a bit more active, obviously, as a guy on the come-up. But the level of opposition that he's beat, have they been any better than, let's say, a Derek Chisora? It's arguable, right? And then with the WBO, as I say, him not, as in Tyson Fury, not being ranked at all is kind of a curious thing. When Anthony Joshua lost to Alexander Usyk twice, he was dropped down in the rankings significantly as well. And I think he had a bunch of people that were above him who maybe shouldn't have been above him. Now look, AJ was coming off 2 losses, so you can probably make more of an argument, especially after the second loss to Usyk, that he should be dropped below certain people. Tyson Fury's only coming off 1 loss, and it's to the best fighter in the world. So we've got to be fair here. Again, if we're talking about where he is in relation to AJ in the rankings, I can accept AJ being higher than him, but I don't think AJ should be number 1. I think he should be further down. And, Tyson Fury necessarily so as well. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. All of the sanctioning bodies dropping the Gypsy King way down the rankings since his loss to Alexander Usyk.
Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.